Morning team. Hopefully this camera turns on. There we go. Morning everyone. How's it going? How's it going? Okay, another day. Those of you who joined me yesterday would have been well prepared for that puke. Before I left at the end of the day, I warned you numerous times. If you keep trying to get short under this Bollinger Band, you're likely to get a snapback on your face, which is what we saw, right? So anyone that's new, these elastic bands are very good guides for your extremes, all right? Anything short outside of there or long above there, you're probably going to get yourself in trouble. And people who didn't understand that yesterday, well, they certainly got themselves in trouble as the snapback was violent. Well over 1,000 points, I think, off the low, even though we closed a bit low. Let's have a little look. Yeah, like 900 points, and we did push all the way up to 200. So over 1,000 points snapback off that low yesterday. So where are we opening up right now? Well, here is our checklist that we're going to go through. 5 day is now crossed 20 day, which we expected, right? We are now probably going to hug between the 5 day and lower Bollinger Band while the lower Bollinger Band starts to expand, and we might see something like this start to happen soon as well. And once that happens, then you're going to get a rollover as long as there's continued downside pressure. We are and remain in this old demand spot, okay, where we've now undercut these levels. So this is the main thing I wanted to see the market do, sweep this. Now, continuation trades quite simply have to occur under here and fill in this here, which is acting as support, the low volume node. Now, if we're going to see that, you're going to see weakness down in towards this 50-day and current year, right, 2026. Value area high. All right, so we're watching if we come down in there. I don't think it's going to be today, folks. I think today we're going to have an inside bar, but you know, we're prepared for it in case we're wrong. After that, we can come under the 50. Maybe we get a 200 test back towards this at some point before October, ideally, and we can bid up from there. So what am I expecting today? Well, first of all, inside bar, right? Second of all, opening in a big spot where we've already rejected, right? We've come under and rejected. So I'm expecting chop and slop is basically what I'm expecting. And that chop and slop is going to be big, 900 points of chop and slop. So if we look at the hourlies, we're going to give you an idea of how big this can be. All right, this is Globex on the right. I'm actually going to get rid of it. Let's just make sure this lines up. Yeah, we haven't got long left, so we can get rid of that now. All right, you can see in Globex, we just did a big D-shaped profile from 29,100 to 28. We can just call it 800. Right, there's a big D shape in here. We have chopped in here. This is the same level, all right? When we hit extremes yesterday, we bid out of this level yesterday. We came back inside value, all right? This is current week value. Two big nodes here, all right? We drifted outside into current year low volume node down here, found a bid, came back inside Bollinger's, all right? And now we're trading inside of those bolls, inside the daily bar, all right, inside previous day's value, inside Globex, all right. I'm trying to put emphasis on the inside here so you understand what's going on, all right, inside. So we're trading inside value right now, which means we expect choppy action. Our biggest friends right now are going to be the extremes. Here, I doubt we come down here, 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 and here. Now, what I would like to see today is this market try and get up towards 300, and there is a reason for that. We've got a nice low volume node here, right? It's also a pivot. It's previous day's value area high, and we have Globex just below. So I want to see how we rotate this morning. Like, do dips get bid this morning? All right, anywhere near Globex, value area low, even if we come down here, do we bid up? All right, and then try and get up to the 29,100s. If we start popping 29,100s, I think we get to the extreme of 29,300s. I think there's a fairly high probability that up there, you will find a lot of sellers trying to sell us back down into range. I would imagine we're going to be boxed in today somewhere in here. That is what I am prepared for. Now, if I'm wrong and they stay underneath Globex value area low and they want to rotate down to here, we can consider that trade. It's not the best trade. It's poor location. I'd much rather be thinking about a short up here, but we can consider it. If they drop it under value area low, maybe they come and sweep Globex and then come back inside, we can look for a long trigger, all right, paying ourselves into key levels. If they come up to value area high, all right, maybe they pop just above it or they fail inside, we can play that mean reversion trade back into range. And if for some reason this market decides we go full risk on and bid and hold this, then we can play that long up here. That's probably the least likely thing to happen, but you never know in this market. We do not know, but I am thinking we are probably going to get a morning drift. Hopefully they hold the bid somewhere up here, maybe even up here. That's what I'm thinking the market might want to do. The reason I'm thinking that is mainly around core CPI. All right, core CPI dropped a little bit. That's been the main problem. CPI came in hot and in line, but the core dropped a little bit, and I think that's what some traders are watching right now. So we'll see, though. We might. Or the other reason is we've probably priced it in already, but you know, we will follow the momentum in front of us. I will repeat: the higher time frame is in downside pressure. I'm just looking to see if we relief before starts selling off again. All right, relief before we start selling off again. If we look at the options levels, they are ugly right now. All right, they're really ugly. You'll see the call wall and put wall are right next to each other. All right, because the range has been so big, they don't really know what to do with this right now. Another good indication of probable chop. All right, probable chop. Right, and it's not small chop, it's big chop. You are not going to need size in this market. All right, come up to the highs, lower time frames. All right, so what I want to see this morning down here is see if a bid comes in around here. All right, anywhere around here. Do they protect this since this pivot? Does a bid come in around here? If it does, and we can get a nice pattern, we'll try and get long up to here. And if we find acceptance here, and then maybe even up here somewhere if we get very, very lucky. Otherwise, we can just chop in here. And this is still big range, still 200 points of range within Globex to mess around in. So I'm going to see if the morning we can come down into here and then reclaim. Okay, let's have a look at the other indexes. Move to a 5-minute chart. Probably got to get move on here, Alex. Same kind of story with ES. All right, chance to put in a higher low. Pivot would be up here. So you want to see if a bid holds in front of 300 ideally. All right, 330s, 340s, 350s. If they bid and if they get back over 370s, all right, for this grind up to the top side here, all right, towards 400. All right, that's the trade. Somewhere up there, taking partials on the way. Acceptance over that, you'll probably get a squeeze out up to 25s, but we'll think about that as and when. At the moment, we're just focused on this range, basically. We're looking to see if we can get this. If not, we can think about that up here, this, or more likely this. Okay, Qs, same story. Again, you're just going to see the put walls and call walls right next to each other, right next to the VWAPs, which are flat. I mean, this is another indication. All your VWAPs are tight together and flat. Call walls and put walls are flat. Everything's condensed in here. This is a battle for a bit. Do not be surprised if they really mess about here for a while this morning. Do not be surprised. Okay, Dixie was trying to get upside for that break. All right, like we talked about, it's very close to a breakout here on Dixie to the top side. All right, 100, 105 still the level. Once they get through that, they've got some room up here to the next block, which you can see I've got marked out. So wait to see if Dixie does this. All right, market will probably tank. All right, so if Dixie can do this move, market will probably tank on it. We'll see. We will see. We're going to have a quick look at crude. Where are you? All right, you would have seen, maybe some of you saw overnight or this morning, Trump saying Iran's run out of time. So what does that mean? Does the bombing start? I mean, I thought a deal was going to be done every 2 days since the end of March. We're now in mid-June. Anyway, believe what you want. The guy's talking shite. As we know, Iran will stay in this as long as they want to stay in it. They will frustrate the hell out of people. They have nothing to lose. I've talked about it before. All right, so if a deal isn't done, if we start to see bombing start again, then I would not be surprised to see this start to happen, okay? And then we're going to have inflationary pressure and the market is going to tank again, all right? Those are all ifs. We're not there yet, right? We're still in a range. A deal can still be done. All right, semis. I just want to go through some of the groups here. Semis. Same as the Qs. Trying to produce a higher low, all right? They did not sweep. Tens is where they're trying to get to, all right? So it's the same kind of story. Do semis find a bid here for a back test, and then do we see selling start back in again? Do we have alignment here? IGV selling off here. So semis holding up, software selling off. Let's come down a little bit. In fact, let's just go to the mag, equally weighted. Gapping down inside yesterday's range. XLV gapping up, so strength in there, and LXLF, I would imagine as well. Yes. Okay, so healthcare and finances holding up. Let's go through the mag. Apple, got to be quick here. Flat, it's a big flush day yesterday. Flat here, we zoom out. We've given back a lot. We're coming into key pivots, you can see. So wouldn't be surprised if Apple finds a bid soon. That's an exaggerated move. It's probably due a bid back up to rebalance some of it. Amazon, same kind of story. Flush yesterday, still opening up within yesterday's range. You can see the levels I'm watching down here if it comes back in. Goog, still within yesterday's range. So again, another choppy one there. Meta tried to fill its gap on CPI, failed. Still within yesterday's range though. No, it's not. It's right on the edge, within weekly range, but doesn't look great. Might see a crack there if they don't hold it. Microsoft gapping down underneath yesterday's low. That doesn't look good unless it can recover it. Nvidia, that's stronger than the rest because, like we talked about, semis are trying to hold a bid. So that's the higher low. It looks a bit more like NQ. Tesla, right, miles off that 420, isn't it? Oh, miles off the 420 we talked about. All right, yesterday failing the opening drive towards it. God, don't get rid of those. Failing the opening drive towards 420. Right up here. Look at that rejection in front of it, coming back downside. Has room now, back down into some of these. So if we've undercut and we hold it versus 85, that's good. Otherwise, we're going to come into this liquidity down towards 65s. Some of the broader names, Oracle coming right back in. This is going to be an area of interest for me in Oracle. Right? Do they try and find a bid back out of this again or not? That's it, folks. That pretty much has you covered. All right. So we'll see. It really depends if they're going to bid some of these obliterated names back up a little bit today and how far they're going to bid them up. But my expectation is giant range, basically. Absolutely massive giant range. And we'll just have to wait for the extremes more than anything is going to be the easiest play. I would actually like to get long. I know it sounds psychopath move, doesn't it? Yes, it does. But if we see something like this, I'm interested in this long on a recovery. I think we need to come and test some of these levels a little bit. If we see weakness under here, though, I'm not going to be against playing that sell back down. It's just not ideal without a better back test. But we'll see. If we think about CPI as well, let's just measure out. Are we halfway back? Yeah, we're holding the 50% print off that CPI. So it's a decent indication. It's a decent indication. All right, folks, so let's see what we get here. You have about a minute left. Not in a rush. We actually had a good afternoon yesterday. You might have seen on Twitter. Ended up nailing about 5,500 on one account and a couple thousand on another account, a couple thousand on another account. We played the long back up and then we played the short once we hit the key level in Discord together. It was very nice. All right, wiggling on the tape. So ES opening up right at VWAP, right at put wall. Q's opening up right at the VWAP at the call wall and the put wall. SOXL opening up that 190. Oh, I guess the one thing we didn't go over, which I don't know why I didn't go over it. Where's Mr. Vix gone? He's going to open up around 21s. Okay, so if they start failing here, they're going to drift back down to 20s, but we'll see. 22s is their big wall. Right, here's the open drive. Right, how high can they get here? That's the top of the Globex point of control there. So this level matters. I really wanted to be long in this. I've missed the entry. All right, we'll see. Like I said, I'm bullish on this move. For this would be your TP1 if you did take this and then all the way up here. So we'll see if they can hold a print here or not. We will see if they hold a higher low versus 880s as we come back in. Otherwise, we're just gone to Globex POC from previous day POC and we can come right back down to Globex Globex value area low. But I will see if they're going to bid here in front of the 900s around the 880s. I will join the bid. There's the 900s. See if they're going to hold here in 880s and VWAP to try and get long if they can. They're starting to hold it. I want one more dunk in just to show me. Here you go. Come down, 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 down. See if you have a bid down here or not. This is what's key. Otherwise, no bid. And we're going to go lower. Right, I've got a small piece on here. And I'll risk versus New York Open. You're going to take me out? Miss me by a tick? Micros only, baby. Micros only today. Yeah. Oh, left me by a tick again. Right on the New York Open. They might need to come down and test these 740s here. Okay, out of this. Let's see if they come down to 740s now. If the other side of value, wash these guys out and then bid up. So we'll see if we hold a bid down here now. Day 2 of running Alex out to move the other way again. Really? I'm going to stay very small size and very relaxed today after the day I had yesterday. Oh, here it goes. Oh, what a way to start the day. Quit playing with my heart. What's my bias today? Here's my bias. Turn up in the mornings a little bit earlier than coming in now and asking what my bias is. I've just gone over it all for 15 minutes. All right, rejection of Globex point control. I'm waiting to see if we come down here now. I've had one attempt up here. We'll see if we can come down here and see what they do once they, if and when they get down there. You gotta laugh, man. It's a funny old market. Some bids down here at the moment. I'd actually like us to see us come down and fill this move to sort of 790s at the moment. I'm not going to play the sell down there. I just want to see it come down there and then hold the bid. Semi's doing pretty good here, holding up the 190s. They're looking for that 200 test, which would give the market strength if they can. If they get through 200, we have a high volume level at 210 on the options chain. We are just chopping the same level we chopped. This was the expectation. Anchored volume. Yes, sorry, my friend. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There we go. All right, wait to see if we can come down into this Globex value area low, maybe even Globex, and then see if we find a bid down there or not. So all of the mag opening up very red. SOXL can't get through that 200. They're failing short of it right now. There's the sweep. I'm interested in the bid there. We didn't quite get down to where I'd like us to come down to. Come and test the extremes. And just try and wait here if we can come into 790 to 740 and see what it does. Lots of imbalances down there as well from CPI. Remember, the CPI low is 740, I think. Is that right? No, that's not right. 30s. Yeah, that must be right. It's just Ninja Dig giving me a shit print. Yeah, basically 740-ish. That's CPI if they're going to take out the CPI low. Yeah, it's going to be Globex if they want to do that. So we'll wait, see if we can come into extreme and what they do. Meta trying to go red to green and struggling. There's previous week low. Are they going to come for CPI here? Looks like it. There's Globex value area low. So this is the first area of interest to see if they bid here down to 740 or if they're going to sweep down here or if they're going to stay heavy. But this is the extreme, first extreme here. And they're starting to find a little bit of a bid here. There you go. Right off it. Right off Globex. We'll see. No shift yet, but if we start to hold this print, like I said, I want to get long. That's where I was looking to get long. We'll watch this New York Open. They're starting to squeeze up to it. Can we start to squeeze through and hold? Fuck, don't go too far. Jeez, it's like 100 points already. Jesus Christ. Well, the level came in. If you bid that blind, you're laughing. I didn't. I'm waiting for this to hold. Okay. Let's see. See if we can hold this print again now for the bid up like we were talking about earlier today. So see if we can hold this print. If we come back in and hold here. I'm going to have to get long in this. Please come and hold New York or VPOC or something. All right, SOXL trying to get up towards 200. Watching this New York open and view up to see if we can hold here, and I'm going to try and get long. So looking to see if we trade anywhere down towards 50s. I'm long here now. I'm starting to put little feelers on versus that New York open. Here we go. Adding into this now if we can break value area high. Here we go. Come on. Peeling a little bit off, and I'm going to add back in as we start to move higher towards Globex point of control and see if we can take that out. So I paid myself a little bit here because it's a little bit whippy on the tape. Let's see if we can get up towards the 900s. There's a big 180 lot up there, advertising price. Come on, baby. Let's fucking go. Lift it. This was the plan. We just got to hold this print. Lift it, lift it, lift it, baby. You can do it. You can do it. Hold this print up here and start breaking through the 40s, and I'm looking for 900s. Come on, baby. Give it to Papa. Give it to Papa. Looking for this breakthrough Globex point of control, and then we're going to look for, yeah, basically 990, 29,000, and then all the way up here to 100. Here we go, motherfuckers. He's back. He's back. He needed a day off yesterday, clearly, but he's fucking back. Woohoo! He's got the dance going. He's back. He's back. Yesterday morning he was tired. He's back. Oh my God. Oh my God. Here we go. Let's get this runner to go. Right, I'm peeling a bit more off here. See if we can get 29,000. Previous week close is 29,025. And then we'll see if we go PDC and Globex value area high. But we're paying ourselves up here because it's a choppy market and we don't know how high we're going to go. But we're looking for 29,000 here. Look at the reaction off the levels. All you have to do is mark out the levels. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? Turn up early. Turn up early. I told you exactly what I was looking for. Dip and rip. I told you the exact levels. In here, looking for them to trap sellers and then do this move. And we're looking for up here now. So 29,000 tagged here. This is, I'd take a ton off here. 29,025's previous week close. All right. And if we get above here now, we're runners up to close the gap and up here. But I've just paid myself a ton into this little grey line. This is your previous week close, cash close. We'll see if we get up here on a runner. I've got a micro left. I don't care. I've just locked in a fuck ton of money. Thanks very much. Beautiful. And for me now, really, you want to see them hold the bids above 915s, ideally above 940s. But if they can hold the bid above 915s, it'd be great. Otherwise, it'd be done with it, all right, because we built out this shelf here. But ideally, they hold Globex point of control down to here. All right, so if we are going to get continuation, you want to see them hold this to do this move. If they fail this, we come right back inside. That will not be a trade for me. Just made 1,500 quid. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh gosh. Right, 1,000 lot seller has just turned up on the tape there at 29,000. He is not happy. He is not a happy man. So hopefully we come back up and test him, and hopefully we squeeze him out. Just made 10K on that. Thank you, bro. You're welcome. Oh gosh, Charlie Sloth. Oh gosh. The greatest trading show in the world. Made 3K on that. Nice. Potential rotation down. I wouldn't be thinking about that until you start to see pops fail. Like I said, they can still hold the print here and make this move. You're not at an extreme. So if you're looking for a rotation lower, right, you'd rather it came up here first, right? Reason we wanted the long is because we hit an extreme Globex value area low towards CPI, towards here. All right, so that we had an extreme, which is our friend. In rotations, we want to play extremes, don't we? Even though I don't play these well, today was like, for me, was fairly obvious. Sweep into here, do, and thanks. All right, I would look for a second leg higher first. If you're going to look for the rotation, you want to see it come into some of these levels before you fade it. They might not give it to you, and maybe they do that, but that's a very tough trade. I will not be trading that. That's a very, very tough trade. I would say you'd probably be looking for a measured move higher here, which would probably get you up into here. If we think about, let's see, this. If we do that again from here, it's probably going to get you, maybe they pull right down into here, probably get you up there. Well, I'm done with this now because they're not holding that print for me. So runner out and we just wait. There we go. Jobbity done. I would say we did trap a big lot up there who came in right at that 29,000. So our best fill was this white line, previous week close. So weekly sellers right now are defending the weekly close. All right, so if we think about this on a weekly chart, we're back into chop zone. On a weekly chart, all right, weekly sellers just defended this. All right, so if you're if you're playing swings on a week, they are trying to defend this. If they get acceptance over this, they're going to be very unhappy, these sellers. Now, my bias is still that we can move higher right now before moving lower. And we've come deeper than you would like to see. But we'll see. Maybe we set up another opportunity here. It's a big bid off that. SOXL did close the gap, went through 200, failed 200, back down to 190. It's very choppy, folks. We are talking about mega chop here today. So 29,000 is where a buyer is currently caught. Once we get up there, then I'll expect we can then think about these levels here. So you want to see a push-pull here. You want to see a push, pull, and go. And then I'll look to re-enter. If we start to base here above 60s, we can think about trying to get long again. We came deeper than you would like to see there, but we'll see. They've got to hold above this shelf, which they're starting to do. So they're looking for this 1,000 lot, 29,000. Yes, I did say that, 1,000 lot. There's 1,000 lot up here. Through there, we're going to start to squeeze. So I'm going to look to see if we hold the print here back into 60s to get long, especially if we don't take him out first. Can you come back a little bit for me and pick me up? Oh, he just ran away. He just ran away, Mr. 1,000 lot. Man got scared, right? Trying to get long through this now for the squeeze because he ran away. Here we go. Right, let's see. This is second attempt. Let's see how high we get up here. It's previous week close. I want to see us get through this previous week close and get right up here. Let's fucking go. 2 for 2 today, joining this squeeze. And I would like to see us get through this now. Peeling some off at 25s, and we'll see if we get right up towards the 100s. Like I said, I wouldn't get short in this right now until we get to an extreme. And the extreme can be 300 today. And I know I'm not joking. 100 is the main target, but we can go 300 today. Here we go. Go. Give me the gap fill. Give me the gap fill. Give me Globix and gap fill. Let's go. I'm going to be done for the day after this. This is everything I wanted to see. If we get lucky, we get a runner for a 100 to 300 break. But this is everything I wanted to see. Give me fucking gap fill. He's back, baby. He's back, baby. Have we just locked in multiple 100 points in 15 minutes again? I think we have. Oh, baby. All right, selling some into this, and then your runners only. All right, again, micros only today, please. And we'll see if we can get right away up here if we get lucky. But I would be covering most of your position up into PDC and Globex. If we find acceptance over this, there is a squeeze up to 300s. Why? It's previous day value area high. It's also the level that options traders are looking to pin us at. So let's see if we find acceptance. I'm only one left now. And we'll see if we can get right away up into here. Again, a bit like earlier, you would want to see the print hold 29,000 now. But you are coming into an extreme now. For you guys who are adamant on playing short, this is more of an extreme. When you were looking for a short down here, you weren't at an extreme. This is 100 points higher. We are at Globex value area high. This is where we failed. So I would say you'd want to see them hold 29,000 here, which is basically where we entered and added in for the squeeze out for the longs, and hopefully they hold sort of 29,000. If they do, I think we see more upside. Nice hold of 29,000. Look at that. Dip and rip again. This thing should explode now. We should get these targets. We should fill this gap now. I'm going to really try and hold for 300. But I want to see us break and hold over 120s. And that will give me a bit more confidence that we can go to 300 on this. I want to see this squeeze through this now. Get through the 100. Stop fucking around up here, please. This 1,000 lot is back at 112s. ES trying to close its gap as well. SOXL through its gap. So any dip that holds 29,000, I feel good about holding. I'm not going to add into this now because we are still technically in a range. We're inside Globex value, right? The white lines on your screen. This was the D shape in Globex. Think about what we've come into this morning. We held the bottom side. We've gone to the top side. We're long. We were long from here. We're long again from here, and we're trying to see if we can find acceptance for this. All right. So you're TPing out here, and then your runners for that move here. They might need to come down here again. I'm not going to hold for that. We can think about another trade. There goes my aircon coming on. I'm going to have to turn it off in a second. All right. Let me get my stop up here. I'm going to move my stop to just under VPOC, which for me is 95. So let me do this and turn the aircon off. Let's go. New hive day coming. Let's go. Give me that fill. Let's go. Let's go. Close that gap. Close that gap. Yellow line on your screen. And after that, 300. Come on, baby. 1,000 lot is here and staying here this time. So he's right on the gap fill, basically, or just below it. Alex, thank you. You're a legend. Got my third $2,000 payout from Lucid. I'm going to buy a course once the payout comes through tomorrow. Looking forward to joining the team. I've not had one red day in 3 weeks. That's awesome, man. That's what you call a hot streak. Here we go. Let's fill this 1,000 big boy here. He's right at the 12s. He's staying here this time. So it's 1,000 lot right here at the 12s. Come on, let's just see a squeeze out through here. Move your stop up once we break through. Here we come through the 1,000 lot. Yes, that means there is a 1,000 lot market buyer here. So we need to note that at 108. All right, we do not want price below him now. So I'm moving my stop up, protecting the opening range, because if we turn around now, we are going to have a very, very big boy buyer get caught. So my stop's coming right up now to 96s. Gaps filled. Let's see if we can squeeze. Let's fucking go. All right, Globex about to be taken out here. Orange line in the screen, and then we're looking right up here for 300 if possible. All right, my stop is now up here, folks. All right, because we have a big, big boy buyer at 108s. 1,000 lot buyer who filled the 1,000 lot seller. So we had a passive 1,000 lot seller to fill that person. We had a market buyer go, yeah, I'm having it. All right, someone slammed the ask with 1,000 lots. So I do not want it back below his price. All right, so if you want to pay yourself here, you can. I haven't got enough left to pay myself anymore, so I'm just going to try and hold to see if we can get to 300. Otherwise, they're going to stop me out at 95s, which is fine. I'm going to give back quite a lot here, but it's only a micro, so it's fine. ES still yet to close the gap. Spiders did just close the gap. So we've got slight divergence again between the ETFs and the futures. So SPY's closed its gap, Qs have closed its gap. ES has not quite closed its gap yet. It was very, 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 very close. But they did close it on the cash market. And SOXL coming up to that 210s we talked about pre-market, failing a little bit here. So maybe we pull back from this level. We've hit all our low-hanging fruits. The only thing left is up here now. I'm done with this trade. If we trade under me now, I'm done. Okay, finished. Thank you. Kaput. Done with the trade. Made my money today. Thank you very much. Low hanging fruits have gone. If they want to rotate this, they are welcome to rotate it. This was my plan for the day. I've executed my plan for the day. I will sit here and call price action for you for the rest of the day, but this is exactly what I wanted to see, and I'm going to stick to my plan. I do not need to take more trades. That was it 2 or 3 there? Might have been 3 trades. Not sure. Trying to remember. 1 and a stop out. 2 go, 3 go. Yeah, very good. ATM and Alex is back. He is. We're back, baby. People won't believe it. You know, when I cut these into shorts, they're like, no, you didn't. I fucking did. It's what happened. This is what we just did. This is what we just did. And the most important thing is we talked about it pre-market. And the reason you have to turn up early, I talked about it yesterday on my Instagram. If you try and follow me into trades, all right, if I'm trading very, very well, okay, then you're going to make good money. But if, like yesterday, I don't take the setup when it's there and I hesitate and I get frustrated, I end up not trading, which means you don't make money, even though the setup is there for you to trade. So learn the setups, learn to understand what I'm saying, because I'm telling you, there's guys in my Discord who cleaned up yesterday much better than me. And I'm sure some of you did the same. Sure, some of you did the same yesterday. But yeah, I'm hands off now. We hit extremes. We filled the gap. We took out Globex. And I don't know if they're going to rotate now. It is possible now. We see failed follow through. Now that we've closed this gap, it's possible now that they rotate this back down to here. I'm not going to play the rotation today. All right, I'm not going to play the rotation. I'm going to let this, all right, my anticipation for today is that we build out liquidity in some shape or form in here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is once we're finished with that liquidity, as we all know, we're going to break one way. So the low hanging fruit today was this drive up. That was the low hanging fruit, and it came early in the session. Done for the day. Thanks, boss. Nice work, folks. Yeah. Nice work. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm going to get your screen up bigger so I can see you all. So still holding flow zone, still holding VWAP, but again, low hanging fruit's taken. You're still making high lows. But for me, we've had the easy move. I would much rather just let it build out for the next, at least to the new hourly bar, right? Let's wait and see what we get on a new hourly bar. What's my NinjaTrader previous day value area high? It is basically 300, mate. It's right on the money there. 307. There or thereabouts. All right, so rotation back down into the midpoint. They might come down and test this grey box again now. Again, it's very hard to trade these. See how we hit the extreme? This is a bit like yesterday. We hit the extreme, they fell the extreme after the gap fill, they come right back down. There's not really, well, I guess you could argue this was your back test, this little thing here. Right, back down to the midpoint, that would be your cover point. They can bid this again, they can fail this. This is why low-hanging fruit's important. Now they play stupid games, which is why Alex says, hey, let them play stupid games. We will get some more setups. I will call some more stuff for you. But at the moment, I think you need to let it just do what it is it's got to do. Delwood, done for the day. Thank you, mate. It's very kind of you. Give myself a croissant with that money. Alex, the newsletter was right on point. It was indeed. It was indeed. It's not because, I'm telling you now, guys, I'm telling you now, I am not a very smart person, okay? I'm not some fucking genius. I'm actually just someone who works hard. You guys can do all of this without me. It ain't that hard, right? Once you understand the levels and how the market moves, it isn't that hard. The hard part is controlling yourself. That is the difference between making it and not making it. Once you understand how the market works, it's a repetitive thing. The hard part is controlling yourself. There's tons of traders way better out there than me who probably understand variances of micro dynamics in the market more than me. But I understand enough that I understand how I want to trade each day and I stick to my rule. And when I'm trading well, I just stick to my rules. I would say yesterday I actually traded quite well. I don't think I executed well, but I think my self-control, right, my capital preservation was good. Right, 500 lot seller here at 40. Let's see if they fill him and squeeze again. So they came back to the midpoint. Right, if we think about the opening range, they came back to the midpoint. This can still be a high low. This here is important. This is the kerfuffle, this low volume node, right? Buyers will want to try and absorb this and do this move here. Sellers will want to reject this and get under that node, right? But at the moment, buyers are using this for the bid. So still upside. This is still a target if they can really get going. But failed follow through will be here now. So if you did take this long in this node, pay some here because there is absolutely no guarantee now that we've filled the gap that they can go further. But if they can go further and they hold this print, 300s is what you're looking for. But if you did take this low volume node long or New York VWAP long or flow zone long, whatever you've taken here, pay yourself some into this little white line, right, this shelf. And if you can find a bid that holds acceptance over that, that is a good sign that you're going to search up for 300. It cannot just be a poke like this. It would need to be this here. Oh, Olive, well, thank you for coming in here and telling me that someone else's strategy worked for a clear short entry where I was saying there was none. Okay, great. So someone else traded their plan really well. I traded my plan really well. Why are you here? Fuck you. I stick to my plan. I don't trade someone else's plan. That's a weird attitude. You are weird, man, with that energy. Weird. Alex, I feel stupid when I size too small. I took 10 micros on that pot and made 750. Well, that's plenty. That is plenty. Payout secured. Thanks, Alex. All green on the month so far. Appreciate you. Nice work. Nice work, Glenn. Oh, man. J-Mark, that's very kind of you. That's my dinner tonight. That's a nice lunch order in. Appreciate you. What's the volume indicator on the right? It's exactly what you just said. It's not an indicator. It's a trading tool. It's anchored volume profile to the New York Open. What software do I use to see order flow? Well, Bookmap above you, and I also use Spectra Pro, which has just been launched on my website. It's my own tool for NinjaTrader. You can buy it now if you want. I haven't done a video on all the intricacies of how to use it, but there is a PDF when you buy it. But it is now available on the website. Secured my first Lucid payout with 5 days profit and sitting at 52k on a 50k account. This is after about 3 months since starting the futures trading. Thanks, Alex. Nice work, Chuddock. That's great work. Rage baiting me, maybe, but you know, listen, Fabio's the #1 trader in the world. I don't claim to be the #1 trader in the world. Fabio's also a scalper. I don't claim to be a scalper. Fabio saw the downside pressure yesterday. I saw the downside pressure yesterday. It wasn't that I didn't think we could go lower. It's that my ability to manage my trade and my risk said that I was not going to trade low, short, underneath the lower Bollinger Band as we were breaking lower. I had the ability to get short at 300. I reviewed my whole trade yesterday. If you go back, when we tested 300 yesterday, this was the opportunity that I should have taken that I didn't. Right? I reviewed it. Don't think I don't review these sessions. I do. Right? This right here, I literally say, I get long here and I'm like, I'm going to exit at 300 because shorts should come back in there. There we go. Right? That's where I exit. In this bar here, I literally say that is the first attempt of shorts to not break higher. There might be a short setting up here. What gets me is the move happens so quick. This here is a 100-point move so quick, right, that I haven't got prime entry. And my brain just goes, do you really want to take a short 100 points lower than your prime entry? Because you're going to have to risk 130, 120 points here for the move for the back test here, because it can do this move here. So my brain just goes no. So what I should have done is been risk on here, right? Didn't. I had the opportunity to take this and risk this. Didn't. There's the breakaway. That was the short. That was the one big miss yesterday. After that, I don't care. I think I did well to ignore all this. Yes, it traded lower, but this is a trap. This is a low probability trap into low volume node. So yeah, I managed my risk accordingly. And it's not like, you know, we didn't get anything later in the day. I mean, in Discord, what did we get later in the day, folks, in Discord? You got the longs out of here. I'm trying to think where we got long. I think it was here, right? We got this long here. And we took it out here. And we had this short here. And then we absolutely slammed that short there. Right? And that was the one where I topped up an extra 3K on my account. Right? On that move there. It's a 200-point move. So yeah, I'm sorry that you watched someone else and they traded better than me. I don't claim to be the best trader in the world. I'm not going to get every move, but my job is to manage my risk. All right, there's your failed follow through. All right, like I said, this can happen. There is your failed follow through. This is what sellers are trying to protect. This is what buyers are trying to protect. This is the battle. Buyers, sellers. All right, this is the battle. This node. That's the battle. It's why I'm avoiding it. Don't you think not risking 130 points is better long term? Honestly, Emma, I think yesterday was just a day where I needed to be willing to risk it. Yeah, because the ATR was so big. So on a normal day, what would that look like? It was probably like a 40-point risk, 30-point risk, which I would take. But I think yesterday, the ATR was so big, I needed to be willing to risk. The moment I hesitated, it cost myself 130 points, right? I needed to be willing to risk it. All right, so I probably needed to get something on there. That's the truth, yeah? So I'll sit here and tell you, that was an error by me yesterday. That error cost me well into 5 figures. I tell you what, it cost me well into 5 figures by not taking a day trade on SOXS and by taking a day trade on SQQQ. That's what annoyed me more than anything. I don't care about like this future stuff. I do care about it, don't get me wrong. But when I miss moves of that magnitude in bigger swing accounts where I can minimize my risk, I get very upset with myself, because those are the days, I'm going to be honest with you, if I traded effectively yesterday could have been a 6-figure day in my swing accounts. And instead, it was a very small day. And that's what pisses me off. And that's trading. That's where the tilt comes from. That's where the tilt comes from. Because if you imagine, all right, this was the setup yesterday. This setup here. This is the setup. That's a big trade. It's a big trade. And for me as well on SOXS, I wanted to add. Remember, I'm long in this from down here. I'm long. Took a ton off in this move, made a buck ton of money, and I had the ability to add back in, you know, even just 1,000 lot there. Even 1,000 lot there. And I can't imagine what you would have made on options. It would have been ridiculous yesterday if you timed that well on options. All right, let's get back to the charts. So yeah, that's just part of it. You're not going to get everything. No trader's going to get everything. These claims that traders get everything is such bullshit. All right, you're chopping this node. So again, here's the battle. Same battle, right? Shorts are here, longs are here. Longs are in this low volume. Sellers can't. protecting this. So bulls can't find acceptance over this. Sellers can't find acceptance under this. This is your range. It's about 100 points. There's the chop. It's being identified very easily by this guy here. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think we were going to puke. I don't know what the total puke was yesterday, about 1,600 points. I didn't think we were going to do that. Yeah, but Tony, that doesn't work, right? So that idea is great. On a giant move like yesterday, I know you said don't jump in late because of risk required, but what about just keeping the stop loss tighter on a chance you continue to dump? So here's what's wrong with your sentence. On a chance, so a gamble, tighter on a day you need bigger stop losses. So probability factor of that is very slim, because you need a bigger stop loss and you're gambling chasing the market. So you're more likely to lose than you are to give money to gain money. ES filled, yeah, ES did fill. ES did fill this gap. Thank you for pointing that out. You short or long SOXL? No, I'm long SOXS, which is the inverse of SOXL, right? So I'm effectively short SOXL, but I'm done with it now. I'm done with it as of yesterday. Can I please tell you what I think about the 4-hour fib? You mean of the? Do you just mean of the daily candle? Do you mean of the whole daily? You're really talking about this? You're talking about this bar? I would be more interested in the swing here. Yeah, and this would take you, this golden zone would take you up into towards the 300, which I think is today's target. I wouldn't mark out the 4. I'd go from the swing high to the swing low. I don't care about the 4 hour. I care about the swing points. That's your extreme and your extreme. So this here would be 232s. Here we've got 280s, and then we've got 300s. That's where I think we want to go. 3 to 400 is where I think we want to go. I'm going to show you why on an hourly chart. Right, where's the resistance level? Where's the low volume node? Okay, here's the low volume node, right? Here's resistance, became support, Okay, what's in here? Boom. All right, what's that also? Previous day value area high. All right, what's it also? A gamma level. All right, what can this be? A 2-leg. Okay, where do I think we want to go? Right here. This was my final target for today, is up there. I think we want to backtest that. Now, if we find acceptance above that or inside that, if we're going to do this for a bit, maybe this happens. But I would think you're going to see something like this and some form of reaction back down from that point. That would be my anticipation of what's probable. Alex, I'm done for the day, but I wanted to let you know I just had my biggest day trading. I made $3,039. You've been a blessing. Thanks, man. Well, just make sure you hit that like button, all of you guys, before you leave. That's all I ask you to do. How do you join the Discord? You have to do the beginner to advanced course. You know, the beginner to advanced course, and Discord comes with it. It's for free after that. Is there a 108 market bias still? Biggest trapped 108. Here you go. They're going to try and get up to 300. Well, they've just added. So now you've got basically a 1,500 lot that's come in. So basically 120 to 108. You just had another huge lot come in here. This big boy 500 lot just came in here as well. All right. So you had 1,000 lot here, 500 lot here. And you can see where they're trying to get. For me, they're quite clearly trying to get up to 300. That's where they want to get to. Whether they can get there or not, it's a whole different thing. But that's where they're attempting to get to. So they're trying to get up to 300 right now. I'd say if they hold the print here above 29,100, it's a pretty good indication that they've got a very strong chance of getting up there at that point. You leave these buyers in a good position. So we're going to test these buyers now. Previous day close. So if you hold the print here, I don't know if any of you are long, but if you hold the print here, then you've got a chance to get up there. right? Above, anywhere above here, basically, where you've just built out that shelf, right? Where sellers were trying to sell, you want this to become support now. If they fail this, you come right back down into this shelf again, right? Which is why I'm trying to avoid this, because it's dangerous now. It's a dangerous thing to be trading now. Why isn't your VP as well defined as mine? Well, I don't know what your settings are. I have it onto ticks because I pay for tick data, and I have it set to 2 ticks. If you don't have tick data, you don't have a pro account or premium account, have it to number of rows and set it to 1,000. That's going to be the closest you're going to get. This is choppy. Yeah, I mean, it's our expectation, right? Low hanging fruits have been taken. They're trying to, buyers want to try and get up to 300. ES can't get a close over PDC. It all depends whether they find acceptance here for that push up to 300. I mean, but we expect chop. But the maximum move I would expect today is up here. You see, buyers just held this shelf. This is what you'd want to see. All right. Resistance, 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 support. All right, buyers are trying to get this move here. It's what they're trying to do. Sellers, they want to see this, and they want to see under here. This is your no trade zone for it. For me, it's the no trade zone. For you, it can be whatever you want. For me, it's a no trade zone. But if you're long on the opening range or you're long on the point control or anything like that, your target should be high of day and then up here into 300. It's very simple. Is the advanced course dependent on learning Bookmap? No, the only time I cover Bookmap is in the order flow course. We don't cover it in the beginner to advanced course, in the order flow course. All right, here comes your high of day push. They should get a break up high day. There's another 1,000 lot up here at the high of day. So they're going to try and lean up towards him. And once you break him, you're getting very close to some front running now. If you break him, then I think you should get that move to 300 if you can get through him. But we are getting to extreme levels here. There's no doubt about it. Like sellers are going to start getting a little bit groggy here if they can't hold price down. But there we go. So nice bid in front of 200 on SOXL as well. So that needs to get through the 210s. It's had 2 rejections up there this morning. It's coming back for it again to test it on another 5-minute bar. Through there, the next calls for it are 220 and 230s. 230 is the big one today, which is previous day high. And if we do that move, then I'm really thinking that we're going to go 300. But, you know, we're not above the 210s yet. What platform am I trading on? I execute my trades on NinjaTrader. Can you just join the Discord? No, you cannot. It will never be open. It will always have a small paywall, and the paywall will always be about learning. It's not going to be about money. Otherwise, it would be like every other shit Discord out there, whether it's free or they charge you a monthly fee, where every trader in there is arguing with each other, trading in different directions, pissing everyone off, and it will fail, right? There's a reason it is how it is. I've been in plenty of Discords in the past where there's a problem. Big boy buyer coming in here, right? They're trying to get you back up towards the highs. Look at that reaction of point of control and the shelf. So that SBR held again. Sorry, RBS held again. These buyers want it at 300. They really want to lift this to 300. SOXL is not getting through these 210s though. So this is major wiggle point in this market now. Buyers will try and protect basically 100. Sellers want it under that. If buyers can protect it, get the breakout, we go 3s. If sellers win this battle and they get a dunk under 100, they're going to trade back down to 29,000. Right, so you got 100 point of range underneath you right now, which you need to see protected if we're going to go higher. What is the red line? The red line is the point of control. It's the most traded level today. Trump's going live soon. Really? I've just at this point lost interest in him. What's he going to say? I didn't fall asleep at the Knicks game. I was not asleep. Do not call me Sleepy Donald. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. It's Sleepy Joe. It's not Sleepy Donald. And I told you since March, we're very close to doing a deal,
But, you know, it's now mid-June and they don't want to do a deal. So what do you want to do? And the elections are rigged. And what am I going to do to save the market? They call me Sleepy Don. But, you know, I sleep not because I'm old, not because I work very hard. Because the drugs, sometimes I can't take that much amphetamine. I take so much Adderall.
Yeah. What did you think about your welcome at the Knicks game? And he said,
I thought it was very good. I thought it was great. It was mostly cheers.
It was fucking mostly booze, mate. It was embarrassing. And then you fell asleep.
It was mostly cheers.
What president have you ever heard say that? What did you think about your reception?
It was mostly cheers.
Even he knows he's full of shit. Absolutely full of shit. Yeah, AVPs to 9:30. Right, lots of sellers keep coming in here, and they're starting to get a bit caught here underneath VPOC. I think you've got a lift coming here. We just had a bunch of selling in here, right? Like 50 lot, 50 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot, 50 lot, 100 lot, and I think you're about to see this move here. So they're going to try and do this again. It's very, very choppy, but I think you're pretty close to seeing this squeeze out here. Let's see, where did the sellers come in? They came in at 84 down to 50. The range is so big. It's crazy. But yeah, I'd say if they hold this opening range, they've got a chance of a squeeze out. They got pretty aggressive there, the sellers. They got pretty annoyed. And we are not coming under them yet. We come under them, then maybe to get out. But at the moment, we're not seeing that. They came in here. This is where all the sellers are currently trapped, in this bar, right in there. And they're getting aggressive here again in this current bar, right into the opening range. They are desperate for this thing to let go. They're being very, very aggressive here. Still not getting their way. If they get their way, we're going to trade 29,000. But at the moment, they're absolutely not getting their way. Price is holding. We're not accelerating upside, but price is holding. Again, they're coming in. Aggressive here again without breaking lower. Retesting the 100 here. Reclaim 100, reject 100. That all happened in a nanosecond. Again, they're coming in very aggressive. Big buy stepping in here at 87. Again, they're getting very aggressive here, the sellers. Very aggressive now, trying to force this drop back down. So they keep adding big boy size here, these sellers. If they can't get the move to 29,000, they're going to get upset. And then it's now starting to see passive sellers try and hold the price down. Back to 100 we go. Again, the sellers coming in. If they don't get their way now, they're going to get trapped, because now we've spent 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes of them doing nothing but piling in sell side. And I'm just not seeing a break lower yet. It doesn't mean it can't come, but I would be concerned if I was a short seller here with size on. I would need to see this get down to 29,000 quick, because they're not doing it. Doesn't mean it doesn't come, but the amount of big selling in here is pretty large. If I show you this 5-minute bar, right, it's all sell side. Look at this. 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot. Are we breaking under? No. Once we break under, we're going to come straight down to here. But at the moment, if we break over, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 lots trapped, and then we're going to squeeze back up. And that's why I would be not very comfortable if I was a seller. Hey, Alex, will I get the tools you are using your bias to taking your trades? I don't know what that question is. Will you get them where? There you go. Sellers are cooked. If you get this break and hold here, this thing's going to squeeze. These sellers are cooked. If they can break and hold here back above the 100s, these sellers will be very, very upset. Very upset. You need to get out of the above 120. You need to hold a print over 120 to get above that huge 1500 lot buyer, and then you're going to get an upside squeeze towards 300, I would imagine. So if you can hold a print over 118, 120 here, then you probably get that squeeze out. It's tight. I'm not going to lie, it's very tight here. ES is not breaking out. SOXL is not breaking out. So we do have divergence here. What's holding the bid up? Software. Software caught a bid here. So rotation. Here's PDC. Back to that 20 level. Rejection of 20 level. Back to these sellers again. So sellers coming back in again here. It's looking more promising for the sellers now that they rejected 120s. Ping pong. It's a ping pong. See what happens once we take the low hanging fruit? Is why you got to understand what the ambition is, and then just not care so much afterwards. Make your money and get off. Is there a time limit for the course? No. Yeah, exactly. Huge squeeze either way. I would imagine, I don't think we're going to put a lower high here on the H1. I think we're going to test up to the low volume node. So my bias remains up here. It's mainly based on the H1, what I think the H1's trying to do. Once we pop, right, 204, this grey box, once we pop this, then we should instantly get this fill up here. And then up here, I think, is a better place. If you're adamant to be a seller today, I think what you want to see is this kind of move here, and then you can play that move back down. All right, this is the level up here, somewhere up here, 300 to 400, where I think is a safer place to think about being a seller, not down here right now. And more selling coming in here again, and still not getting their break lower, and still just at this 120. So if price finds acceptance over this 120, remember this is where, I mean, 120, yeah, you're starting to see it now. This is where these big boys buyers are. If we can get above their price, we can start lifting. ES having a go at PDC as well. So let's see if ES starts to break out here as well. SOXL put in a higher low and is trying to get a breakout here as well, but it's just pinned in a little bit here. If they fail here, then I guess we come down to 29,000 again. Sorry, 29,000, 29,000 down here again. But I would imagine they're going to try and do this first. I'm surprised sellers are even trying here. I would just let them through. Let them through and then think about it up here. Here you go. So those sellers are caught. Now you're holding over 120s, and I think you're going to get 300s here. Here's the acceleration. So these sellers are caught. It's 1,000 lot up here in front of 200s, and through that, I'd say 300 to 400 is your target if you got long in this. There is so much selling offside now, and all the buyers are now comfortable. This should squeeze now. You should get a breakthrough Globex, and you should be looking for this target up here like we talked about. This has been our target all day. These guys are absolutely fucked. They are fuckarooned. Going down very hard. Did you just call the opposite of what I was calling? Okay. Look. Oh dear, where are we going? Okay, why are we going there? What happened in here? Oh my god, these guys are stuck. No way. Hola. Café con leche. Here it goes. Here comes the stop out. This is final target is up here. Red box, blue line. No way. No way did that just happen. No way. All right, so if you are long, you can pill some here, 300 to 400. But I wouldn't expect you get above this, but it's possible. We come and test up here, which is current weak point of control. It's possible. I'd say 300 is your target. Can you see the order flow more to understand it. You can do the course or you can buy it. I'm not going to keep putting that on the screen for you. Sorry. I teach it. It's not something I'd call it for you, but I can't have it on the screen all the time on NinjaTrader because then I can't flick through the charts, show you the different time frames and teach you. All right, big boy buyer, 1,000 lot came in there at the high of day. All right, so a bit like earlier. So you have 220 now, big lot buyer 220. Buyers need to hold the print here at 150s because that's where the buyers last came in. Under 150, we're going to come back down to 120 again. And as long as you've paid yourself, you can hold your runner here anywhere from 150 to sort of 120. You can hold a runner, but definitely at high of day then, 1,000 lot buyer came in and didn't get the acceleration higher. So we are now holding these buyers. They're all in the money, right? Sellers are still stuck. Buyers still have control. It's just that you have a big boy up here who's a little bit stuck. But it doesn't mean we can't move higher. It just means if sellers want to lean on him, they will, because that could be a good end of auction given the size. But again, I still think this wants to try and move to 300. 1,000 lot trapped at the highs. I mean, he is stuck at the highs, but just remember, all the sellers under him are currently stuck, right? So what you want to see is a retest of him be sold into if you're thinking about him being trapped. But try and get it on here. Thank you. Let's see if I can get it on here for you. All right, think about this. All right, here's a good one. Negative delta candle closed higher. Fuck off. Get out of the way. All right, so all these sellers caught. Right. Negative delta candle. We close higher. Print up. Big buyers. And we're still protecting them. All right, we're still protecting these big buyers. Yes, this guy's 1,000 lot. Could be caught at the high, but we don't know that until reject and get under all of this. I still think we're trying to get to 300, but this is definitely worth noting. But these buyers are in control, right? So you've got one buyer out of position. All these buyers are in control. Every seller from the whole day is out of position unless they're selling versus this guy. So this is the battle right now, right? 150, 120 to here. That's the battle, right? And over that, acceptance higher. Under that, failed follow through. Under that, failed follow through and a dunk. Remember, the target is still 300. That's where they want to go. What platform was Spectra NinjaTrader? Thank you, sir, for the flow state. That's nice of you. I like that little sticker. Appreciate it. That J-Mark, that's amazing. Only person more right than my wife. What? That's an amazing comment. Okay, so if that is now failed follow through, right? Failure to make a new high. It's the first time we've seen failure to make a new high. Here's the pullback. This is still where the sellers are stuck. Nothing's changed down here. The sellers are still caught down here. So if buyers are unwilling to protect, what do we say that buyers need to protect? 150 to 120. All right, that's where the buyers need to protect. 150 to 120. Right, buyers need to protect this. Right, to leave the sellers stuck. If they can't protect this, rotation again. You're still not backside of this, by the way. All right, you're not backside of this right now. You're in a D shape, and I'd argue it's a bit of a P at the moment. All right, so it's bullish. But we'll see. This is the area, right? 150 to 120. Buyers need to protect. Why? Because it leaves the sellers stuck. Remember, the sellers. How should I do this? Should I do a little blob on your screen or something? Can we do like a? Can we do a blob? All right, sellers. Oh, sellers are caught in here. Okay, and there is a buyer caught up here. No. Can I just make that green? All right, that's the, can we do the outline? That's the battle. All right, that's the battle right now. Sellers are caught down here. One single 1,000 lot buyer is caught up here. We can make it a little bit smaller. All right, target is up here. All right, so all the time these sellers are in pain, buyers are going to try and lift. Failed follow through? Yes, but what else? Two leg. Print above this is still possible, right? Still think about structure. Resistance just became what? Support, okay? Can still lift higher. You're not backside. Think about drawing it out. If you're going to draw this out today. All right, there's nothing backside. Backside really becomes under this. All right. I would much rather, if I'm going to be a short seller today, I would much rather see price come up here, right? See multiple buyers try around here, then see a failure under previous day value area high, and then trade that back down because we have more room in terms of RR. Doesn't mean that's what it does, but if I was going to play a sell today, that's what I'd rather look at. So back down towards the same area down here. Remember, they have to get under this to let the sellers out. SOXL rejecting 210s there as well. Oh. Okay, getting close to this area. The Globex value area high and this where the sellers are stuck. So I would say if pops start to fail now, 120, 150, then sellers can potentially take control here for the rotation. And if they are going to rotate, they will be looking to exit at least partially at 29,000. Look at that reaction at the orb though. Big seller came in at the low of this candle. Another 100 lot seller came in, just adding to the sell side delta in that same level. So we just saw the same thing as this, right? Get added here, but smaller at the low. Right, so just think about this. They keep adding, market sellers keep adding sell side delta here. They are not helping price move lower right now. They're doing quite the opposite. How much do I respect VWAP? I mean, I don't bid off it, if that's what you mean. I respect it as a trade, IB to VWAP, for example. But I don't solely use it. Is there a methodical how to place a trade on SOXL if it's 3 times the speed or it's 3 times leverage? Best area to place a trade is on extremes with tight stop loss. Only if we're in a range, Peter. Only if we're in a range, right? But otherwise, it's exactly the same as anything else. You trade the same areas. Support and resistant pools when players are trapped. Here comes the squeeze again. So they just got stuck there again. Sellers, we came a little bit deeper than we should have. Sellers just got stuck again. And buyers are going to try and now break again to the upside. And they're trying to get up to 300, like I said. Remember, you've got the IB high here. That player, the big buyer, is stuck at 119.25. So over one, we'd just call it over 220. 119, yeah. Over 220. So 219, sorry. Over 220, high of day break. And previous day value area high, which is where I think they want to go. SOXL 210 break here coming up as well. So we'll see here. Hopefully they can squeeze this back out because it's actually better for everyone if we come up here, honestly. It's a much better play. There's a seller up here as well, above the 25, which is the new high day. Here it comes. They're going to squeeze out here. So they're going to attack this buyer and see if we can get through him now. Through this 200 lot coming. Here we go. Rip, 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 rip. There we go. And 300 coming up. So if you did take that long after they trapped more there, this is why we read order flow as we go, because things change very, very quickly. And that seller down there, all he did was add fuel to the fire to move higher. You should get your move up here. So 280 is gamma, 300 is previous day value area high. Through 300, there is a potential to fill this in at 400. The gap stops 340. So I'd say somewhere from 300 to 340, you probably see this thing get met with some passive selling instead of aggressives. Alex, new to the channel, excellent info. What data feed are you using to see the volume for buyers and sellers you just showed? I would like to subscribe and all the relevant trading courses. So the data feed, all data comes from CME, my friend. So the good thing about futures is it's centralized data, right? So it's just who's buying that data, but data comes from CME. So what I showed you, right, is an indicator called Spectra Pro, which is available on my website, flowzonetrader.com, which shows you delta profile and big lot orders and current order book. You will need, all right, a data provider on there for order flow. If you are trading with prop firms, that is free, all right? If you're not trading with prop firms, you'll need, I don't know what they call it, like Ninja Pro, Ninja Pro Plus. I think it comes free if you put $50 in your account. Anyway, that's where I use it. If you don't want to use that one, as you can see above me, I use Bookmap. Same thing. Bookmap's a little bit more expensive. All right. I use, for people that want to know, I use Global Plus on Bookmap. Bro, my short was a 100-point screen. I turn around for 2 minutes and it reverses 125 points and stops me out. Yeah, well, I don't know where you got short, but these guys, like we said, are we backside? Remember, we just drew this out. If you're struggling, all right, to identify structure, all right, are we backside? Can you see backside in that? Because I can't. All I see, we see the swing points, high, low, sorry, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. If you're like, why aren't we marking this out? Well, do we break the low? No. Do we break the high? No. So it's internal range. Then we break. This is our swing point. Pull back, new swing point because we break higher. We're not backside. We're still front side. So if you were short here, you're a scalp at best because until you see this backside move, you're front side on it, right? That's why I always say, like, if you're struggling to see structure, use a line chart next to your screen or just put a 1 MA on your candles, right? Put a 1 MA. A 1 SMA, put it on your candles. Official, no, Spectra Pro is what's on my website. That's this tool that you're seeing, right? With the delta profile and the big lots and the CVD at the bottom, all right? Spectra Pro. Bookmap, if you're going to trade with Bookmap, I use Global Plus. That's the feed or the payment system you'll need on Bookmap. You want to start swinging with my group? No diddy. No diggity, no doubt. Yeah, no baby oil in the group, please. No keys in the fruit bowl in the swings. Let's see if I got filled on some of these ETFs. I put some limits out last night. No. Can I just sign in? Oh, I'm going to have to do this off stream because it's asking me to do a video to prove it's me. Well, hopefully I got filled because I put some limits out for XLF and XLV. Just some feelers. We did call it a few days ago. Okay. What are we doing here, market? Well, peak formation high now. We got close to 300. A little bit short of that final target. More sellers have come in here in this candle. Starting to see aggression here. In this candle here. So this, if you want me to do this, for example, you're seeing more of this start to take place here. And at the lows again. Just so much aggressive selling. All right. So when you start to see this and we don't break lower, they get upset. All right. So they're short and they're short and they're short. And we've got a passive buyer holding the bid. And really, sellers need this. underneath the 100. All right, they need it back underneath this for any form of comfort. They need this, all right, because they're offside right now. And when you see this without breaking lower, it's absorption on the tape, and that's when they get themselves upset. It's starting to happen again. So I would say if they start breaking through 90s here, the buyers, they can move upside. But we do have significant buying stuck at the high for the first time today, and we've poked through the IB. So it's maybe a better opportunity here if we start to fail up here. It's not ready yet, but if you start to see an attempt, numerous attempts up here and this, then maybe they start to let go. Otherwise, this can still happen. It really depends how they act up here into value area high. My bias technically is still up into this gap, into 300 and above. Peak above the grey box. Yes, well, there's resistance up there, like we talked about, right? This is where I expect sellers to come in. Right, expect sellers to be in here, right? So anywhere from here to here, technically. Right, I expect there to be selling there because it's a low volume node. We expect sellers to be hanging out here. So technically above the grey box, and we can actually pull this other grey box down a bit. Right, between these two grey boxes, I would expect in here some sellers to turn up, which on the lower time frame is what? In here. Right, somewhere in here, I would expect some passive sellers to turn up. Somewhere in there. If they don't turn up there, yeah, I mean, they should. Maybe here. Top of 400, 420s, but they should turn up in here. Sellers should turn up in here. So I think these guys are all a little bit early right now. There's a lot going on. You're a scalper, bro. I mean, what's going on? I'm telling you where the players are. I've just put these on this morning to try and teach you. There's not really that much going on. This is the same thing going on every day. This is how the market moves. If you're wondering what's on the screen and it's busy, well, I'm very kind and I pay for gamma levels for you, all right, which I leave on the screen. I don't need them there. I can have them on a different chart, but I leave them there to help you. If you want to know what this is your momentum cloud and it's your daily and weekly levels. Again, you're here for free. If you want me to remove all these because you think the screen's too busy, I'm happy to do that. I don't need this stuff on here. All right, more big selling here. All right, so remember, these sellers, they want it under 100 right now. Alex, don't copy trades, but your call-outs make me feel great about my entries, and I love when we're in agreement. I made 6,800 because of you. Nice work, man. You're welcome, Izzy. 29,460 weekly POC. Current week POC, current week you mean? Current week POC for me is up at 600s. I just want to check that on a lower time frame. 450s, lower time frame. Is that what you said? Can't remember what you said. I've lost the chat now. But yeah, 450s lower time frame, it looks like. Current POC. It's funny because when I look at the hourly, it's up at 600, but this pink line is it. So 450s. Current week POC, 450s. All right, failed follow through there. We did talk about this. This is the level to defend. So back down to 100. If sellers can get a break under 100 and stay heavy versus 100, they look better. So, you know, buyers are starting to lose a grip here. 150 to 120, remember, is their key level. If they start to lose that, there's a chance of a backside fade and we can come right down to 29,000. So here's the move to 100. So they've started to lose 50 and 20s. Now, if pops start to fail, you're going to see this rotate potentially down to 29,000 if pops start to fail here, because these sellers are now in the money, right? So I'd say if 120, 150 start to fail here, you can see this move down here. The difference is we're starting to go backside now, lower high, lower low break, wash, right? If you took the Tyson trade, by the way, you just hit your TP, right? IB high, lower high, TP1, TP2 would be down here into the 900s, right? So if you should be short now, not long. That's how quickly the market changes, and you need to be aware of it. That's why. So you're coming down to previous week close here. So I'd say covers are sort of 25s down to 29,000. And you would want to stay heavy versus 110, 120, 150. All right, for that rotation. So they're going to come here and probably test 110, 120. As long as they stay heavy versus that, you should get back down to value area low. This is your final TP down here, and then runners beyond that. So if you took this here or this here for the break, or this here, you should be TP1, TP2, TP3 runners only. So here comes the back test, and you'll be looking for this now. If they find acceptance back over 120, 150, you do not short. You are in a range, right? You're in the D of the P. All right, here's the P. You're in the D of the P. All right, you're in a range. They need to sell the mid of this range for you to find the exit of this range. If they reclaim this, you do not sell it. So here's the 120 to 150 back test coming up. Possible dip to buy. I mean, it all depends what happens here at 120s and 150s. It very well might be, because they didn't get to the extreme. It very well might be. But it depends how we react coming up now. So here's 120s, and so far sellers are defending that 120s. All right, so this is your pop to fail. Now, I would say now you need a break below 80s pretty quickly. Otherwise, you don't want to hold on to it. I'm just reading the order flow in front of me. So here's the test of 80. So 120 failed. All right. You need a crack of 80s to see a new low here. So you could even scalp some out from 120 to 80. It's already 40 points. It's not like it's small. 40 points we just gave you. Breakthrough 120s. This thing's going to visit up to 150. So you can be short versus 120s. You want a crack of 80s. And then you want to be covering down into 29,000. There we go. Here's the 80s. So if you find acceptance under this, you should go 29,000. Again, I'm not even trading this. I'm just calling what I'm seeing on the charts here. You should stay heavy versus 80s now. You would not want an 80s reclaim because you're short at 120. It's giving you 40 points. You don't really want an 80s reclaim. You want a new low here, and you want the orange or the gray line on your screen here, which is previous week close, and this. All right, so you were short here. You can TP a bit out here, TP a bit out here, TP a bit out here, and then hold for a dunk. Because we are now backside. Look, lower high, lower low, backside into rotation. Amazing what happens when you can be patient. Here we go. You're coming very close to that previous week close, that little gray line on the screen. So TP there, and then 29,000, and anything below this becomes a bonus. All right, so TP's on this gray line or in front of it, and then this, and below here is a bonus because you might wash the whole thing. Right, we came just short of the 300, but I would be paying myself 70+% into this move here. Look at that, 120. Did I just get you 100 points? Did you just get 100 points from that? I think you did. Did I give you pretty much the exact high? Did I give you 120? What did we hit? Oh, 5 points higher. Pretty good. Here you go. Here's your cover point. All right, pay yourself here. All right, and you should have 30% left now for the runner. Trading's easy. I mean, it's not easy, but it is about self-control, right? Like we talked about earlier. Seller stuck, seller stuck, seller stuck, seller stuck, seller stuck. What's this here? Failed follow through. All right, it's your first failed follow through. Failed to get above value area high. failed to get back above the IB high after we've already poked the IB. First lower high, confirmed by what? Lower low break. Okay, there's your bear flag, break. If you missed that, here's your next one, into 120s. Why did that matter? It was the level where buyers would have to get out. They got out. Where we come to? We come to value area low, all right? So you've paid yourself a ton in here because if they want to bid this and come straight back up, they can because of the shape of the profile. If they are done with it and they're saying, hey, we don't need to go to 300, this little poke into the low volume node is enough, then you're going to see runners down here. But we can absolutely bid this back up in this D, all right? We know it's a D. It's why you pay yourself the high probability trade. It's the low hanging fruit, the high probability trade. I can't get this into you enough, guys. If you're going to be a day trader, you need to take the high probability setups, all right? You pay yourself on those setups. It doesn't matter if that setup takes 5 seconds or 5 hours. That's the setup, not beyond that setup. Now, for me, we hit value area low. For Ninja Trader, we hit it, right? For me, you look over here, we hit it. There it is, a tick off. All right, so we've already done the move for me. So you should be 20 to 30% only, and if we start breaking above this, you should be out. You do not fight this, but if you're short here, you can hold 20 to 30%. You should have paid yourself 70%, and you hold 20 to 30% to see if they want to do this move here. If they go risk off, you do not guarantee that. What are you guys sending me? I keep seeing Centre Party hat and all sorts of weird gifts. Good games. Oh, thank you, man. Do you have to use Ninja Trader for my tools? Yeah, for the order flow tool, yes. What time frame do I check besides a 1 minute? On my screens, I always have a 5 minute, a 1 hour, and a daily up. Always. They never come off my screens. And the hourly, I will remind you. What did we want to see today? Beginning of the stream, what did I say? Go back and rewind. Sellers will be waiting in here. I'm long for the move to there. From that point there, it's very possible that I might be thinking about a short back down. I've made my money. I don't care. All right. So we didn't quite poke up quite enough for me. We came right into the low volume node. I just wanted a little bit more. Maybe I'm a bit greedy. But from here, look, this is the leg. We expect this sell back down into range. Right now, they might create a new range here. But if we're going to go pro trend, all right, if this is the sell point, then tomorrow or next week, we're going to see this under here. Okay, so this was the high probability move. Why? It's a 2 leg, isn't it? High time frame. 1, 2. We've held the pivot. Low volume node needs rebalancing. H1 tells me we're going to go higher. So early in stream, what am I looking for? Longs. Now we've come up here. What can you be looking for? Now we have the rejection. Short back into range. Okay. Covering, what did I say? 70, 80% of it. Because you don't know if it's going to do that. We can just hold this and build this out like we did overnight. Yeah, so low hanging fruit. Low hanging fruit 1. Low hanging fruit 2, finished. Thanks very much. Done. Hourly chart. What do I call it? God mode, right? Hourly chart, God mode. Don't mess with God, right? You be a bad disciple, God gonna burn you. You be a good disciple, you probably get rewarded. If not, you learn a lesson. And no, I'm not particularly religious for those asking. I do believe in a greater power. I don't know what that is, but it's not a religious sentiment. I don't actually think God controls the H1, but I call it God mode. Mate, can I ask, when you're doing the current week VP, do I include Globex? Yes, mate. So current week starts Globex Open on Sunday, runs all the way through the week on extended hours. All right, your runners might go for you here. I really hope your runners do go for you here. It would be good. Just got my first payout on TPT. Only $200, but I'll take it. Thank you very much for the guidance. I struggled to get payouts for months due to patience. Nice work, man. Hopefully, look, your first payout ever, celebrate it. All right, celebrate it. It will become much easier now, I promise you. It's like a psychological thing. So, you know, Penny, go and do something this week with friends or family, or tonight. Make a toast. Do something. All right. Don't spend it all, but do something to just acknowledge the hard work that you've put in. It's really important you do that. How do you trade micros on Tradeify? You'll be needed if you're trading the NQ. You'll be needing to be on the MNQ. There you go. Right, your runners are going to start going for you now. Right, ideally, all right. Ideally, now if they absolutely dunk this down, you can look for a full rebalance. Now, I would look for previous day point of control 878. So this grey box here, same grey box as this morning. If you have enough size, cover some in here. Fantastic. So you guys are up what? If you get down here, you're up 200 points now. Right? That's a 200-point move. All right? So cover some in this grey box. Under the grey box, we can go for CPI lows because we didn't take them. All right? So it's possible that we come down to 740 now. It is possible. Not probable. It is possible. So pay yourself some more here. All right? So maybe you've paid yourself 80 or 90% and hold one for this low here now. All right, IB low 740s. I think, just want to check that CPI print. Yeah, it's right here, 740. So 10% left now for this move. All right, 10% left now for that move. Where can you get the volume on the right-hand side of the chart? It is a drawing tool. Right, so if you come to drawing tools, is it this one here, forecasting, anchored volume profile, all right, and anchor it to the 930 is what I do. Okay, let's see. Hopefully you get it. They're starting to really accelerate now, which is great for you guys. All right, so you've covered some in the grey box. You're looking for, I think you get through that put wall. I think you break the IB. So you're looking for in here. This is your next target. All right, so TP some here and then some here. I don't think you'll come below that, but it is possible if they freak out that we come and take this swing low out at 600. I don't think that's their intention, but let's mark it out just in case. But I would say these are the probable areas. In fact, you've taken some here already, so we can get rid of this. This is the next area, all right, which will be the CPI low, which would run all the balls out of CPI. So what is your lesson from this? You guys were calling short on the way up, all right? You ignored structure. You ignored where the market was probable to go to, all right? As did these lot. Once we peaked out, remember, between here is where we're thinking about the short. Once we peaked out, we saw our first lower high and lower low crack. That's your sentiment shift. You can do a channel on there. You can do whatever you want. There's your short opportunity. High probabilities here, runners here, runners here. If you got very lucky, come down here. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. You just never know. Do not be front side on the trade. That's your lesson. Alex, I made 1,500, but I've given basically 1,200 back because I was greedy. Should I take the money and leave? Yes, you need to get off the charts, mate. You should never give that much of your day back. But the worst thing you can do is let a green day go red. It means you're now emotionally affected by what you've done. You should get off the charts. You should not be trading anymore. Do you counter trend here? No. Why would you be long here? Is there a sentiment shift? Right? It's the same as being short here and here and here and here and here. All right? Is there a sentiment shift here? No. We've come to New York Open. We're in the grey box. Have you seen a reaction and a pullback and a hold? Have you seen a reclaim of value? No. We're still in a sell. Stop trying to fight the tape. Do not fight the tape. You play with the tape. If you're not already in short, it's too late. So you leave it alone. You sit in cash. That is a position. Learn patience. This is where the market is trying to come. And under this orange, it will take CPI out, all right, which is right here. That's the start of the CPI move, 830, right? It's also Globex. So if there is a chance I would be paying myself into this, you should have paid yourself where? Here, here, and here, right? In here. Under that, if they're going to be really nasty today, they're going to come down to that. I don't think we're going to see that. But if you want to hold for that, you can. So why are you trying to get long down here? No reason right now. I did the opposite. I was 1K down and now up 700. I need to walk away too. Yeah, close the charts, lock yourself out, whatever you need to do. Whatever you need to do. What is going on here? I don't see that flash on TradingView. It's a bit annoying. I missed the first trade. My life. Do you think we can have an A+ for this session? I think look, this session is likely to build out liquidity. We keep talking about it. It's likely to be a liquidity build out. All right. So they're trying to protect the grey box. Why? It's an H1 RBS level. So we literally just went over this, right? It's an H1 RBS level. So the short was from here. The long was from here to here. The short was from here to here to rebalance it. You don't know if we get down here or not. That's why you're runners only. Here is a chop zone. Look. It's told you. If you understand market, it's telling you in here we're going to chop. Above here we squeeze to here probably. From here we rebalance down to here. From here we might chop again. Again, my anticipation is we're going to build out liquidity in here for at least 1 day, if not 2 days. Extremes are what pay. This is literally what I drew out for you this morning. It's literally everything I drew out for you. This is my expectation today. It's my Discord this morning. So I'm looking for longs up to previous day value area high. Once that happens, probably come inside and we chop this level in that we're in now. That's it. Under this, we can think about the short, not beforehand. All right. And then as the day progresses, we trade the volume that's in front of us. This is volume profile. On the right, this is volume profile. Yeah. So you're starting to see a slight pivot here, right? Back to value area low. This is a good reaction off the New York Open. All right. So now you would say if they hold this print and they reclaim this, we can go back inside this. So their ambition right now is to get back up to 44. All right. So buyers now, if they're going to step in, I don't love this trade and it wouldn't be a trade I would take, but they would want to protect this to get back inside value, to get back to point of control. All right. And they might resell this again because that's where the shelf is. I would stay, for me personally, I'd stay sitting in your shorts rather than looking to bid this back up right now. But that's me. I would be sitting in the shorts from here, trying to see if you can find acceptance back under here, because I think it wants to come down here. This is, I think, where it wants to go. But if they hold this bid, probably get out. All right. If they hold this bid here, you probably want to get out. But I would still sit in the runners looking for this move down here. It's still rejecting value. And that is also current. So current day is also current week. So it's a rejection of current week's value. You do not want to see them hold this here. You need to see a new low put in here, okay, folks? They might just wiggle a bit. You need to see, those of you who are short, you want to see a new low put in. They can do a little wiggle and you want to see a break. Don't want to see them keep absorbing down here now for you guys who are short. Remember, you're well up. You're short from 120 Oh my God, you just, what a monster. So if you took the short 120, you're 250 points up. If you get down here, it'll be a 370 point trade. Hopefully you get it. You really don't want them to absorb in here. It's not ideal. Not ideal. What are we saying in here? I'm 20 from the woods of Missouri. I started Thursday with 300 trading 1 micro. Now I have $1,000. Still only trade 1 micro. Been watching for a while and just got back into it. Def, getting your course. Thanks. That's awesome work, man. I mean, you're talking about a serious compounding of gains there. Very, very good. Can't bid this. I mean, I wouldn't bid it. Like I said, I don't think it's safe right now to be bidding it. I think the ambition right now is to break lower. But I mean, I think this is where they want to come. That's why I've got it circled. It doesn't mean they get there, but that is definitely the ambition right now. This is previous day point of control and New York Open. I mean, it's likely to be choppy here for a bit. New York Open, previous day point of control. It's likely to like do some of this for a bit here because this is fair value from yesterday, right? And this dictates green to red on the session. If we lose that though, I do think we'll break to lows if we lose all of this. But hey, I wouldn't be bidding here personally. I would be sitting in my cell from here. Like I said, I'm done for the day. Called it way early. I'm done for the day, but I'd be sitting in my cell position, holding to see if we can get down here right now. And that's what I think the market's trying to do. They take CPI out. That would be a fairly obvious move, I would say. You longed? Well, I wish you luck, my friend. Like I said, I don't think it's going to work. Do I use a weekly profile? Is it the main one you use? I use everything, mate. Current week, previous week, current day. My levels are different to yours. It just might be tick data. It might be how you're measuring them. I don't know. Lots of people have stuff like that. Sometimes there's divergence. Might be the time frame you're on. If you're drawing them out on TradingView, you want to draw them out on the lowest time frame possible. Anyone using TPT, are their payouts more like 48 hours, 72 hours, or is it quicker? It all depends when you put the request in. You want to, if you put the request in on like before a Friday, it's like if you put the request on Wednesday, you normally get paid by Thursday evening. If you put it on Friday, you won't get it until Monday, Tuesday the next week. Thomas, thanks Alex for all your work. Great session again. I've never been so engaged watching YouTube. You're helping so many people. I'm off to the boozer. Hey, nice, Thomas. Where in the world are you if you're off to the boozer? I'm jealous. Love a good point. What if they retest value area low from yesterday and it stays heavy? Well, that'd be a long way down. So I mean, if you want to hold a runner to that, you can. I don't think we're going to do that move today. I can be wrong. All right. I think the high probability is just into here. I can be wrong. If they want to come down here, we'll see if under here we do this. I really don't want to be looking for a sell under that today. That would be very extreme, running out of room. Bollinger Band right now is above value area low. I don't want to be a seller down here. Definitely not. Very low probability that we sell under that today. Okay, fresh lows here. You're almost there. Sorry, Khan. You're the wrong side of this, buddy. I hope you're not adding into a loser here. And this is where I think we're going to come. I wanted to short from the fair value gap on value area low. Would that have been a valid short? This? Yes, but not for the same reasons you're saying. More because you had support here, become resistance, you had a low volume node, and you had current weak value area low. It's a rejection, clear rejection. It's a tougher trade. Your prime position is up here. It's a tougher trade, but yeah. All right, you're getting close to TPs now. This is where it's coming. Take this out. You could put like a wish target down here, because if they crack that, you might get a stop run. You're getting close. You're getting close. Let me get rid of that. There we go. So 120 short. You're now approaching 300 points up. And if you get down here, yeah, 370 odd points you're going to get. I don't want to hear anyone say you didn't call it. I fucking called it about as easy as I could for you guys. Here it comes. Do I teach reading Bookmap in the course? Yeah, in the order flow course, my friend, I do. JT BBTM. What do I think will happen 2 weeks from now in the Asian market at 2 a.m. UK time? Mark this down. I think we're going to do a 10,000 point move higher. You should go full send for it. Alex, I'm several green days in a row feeling like I finally found my own strategy. It's not yours exactly, but something I can follow on my own. I appreciate everything you've learned. That's perfect, Tony. Yeah, you don't have to be my strategy. You just need to find something that works for you. If I've positively influenced that, great. If I haven't, that's also fine. All that matters is that you've got a strategy that works for you. That's literally all that matters. You get consistency, it's all that matters. All right, IB low taken. I think you're still going to come for this down here. I think 40s is where you want to come for. I think it's trying to take the CPI print. I'm just going to triple check this. It's just below. Yeah, you're going to take 40s out, 39s. This is where they want to hunt. They want to take the 39s out. Under that, you never know. You might come right down into here. Here it comes. Oh my God, did Alex just gift you 370 points? Yeah, I think I'm very kind here, but there's people here that come and, why didn't you tell me? I get it every day. Death threats once a week. People talking shit. Tell me this, show me this. I didn't even trade this. I told you I'm done for the day. I'm staying here to help you. Here it comes. CPI print coming. Take that CPI print, get them caught and get them paid. Testing. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. I would get some wish orders down here. So you're covering into this. I would get some wish orders down here just in case. I don't think it's probable, but here there might be a nasty stop run. All right, so you might get some fills down here if you get lucky on a nasty stop run, but you want to be in this orange box. Don't be a dick for a tick, right? Do not be a dick for a tick, but I think you will get a fill down here. I'm just going to check in case ES have taken it already as well, just in case we have divergence. No, ES is not near it either. So a little bit of front running in front of it. Look at where it's found the bid, right in my circle. They front run it. No, you cannot go long now. No. Are you joking? Tell me why you would go long now. Tell me why. Even if this moves higher, right? What's your trigger? What's your trigger? You got to have a trigger for it, not just, oh, it's cheap, right? Even if it goes higher, what's your trigger for it? IBL, well, you're not holding above it yet. If I was going to go long, I'd want to see this taken, right? Because we know there's a load of stops here. I'd want to see this taken and a turnaround and a push and some base and a go. You're not seeing that. You haven't even taken it yet, right? We're dangling. We're very close. And I tell you what, there's liquidity now added in on the book down at 712s and 700. 712s and 700. Like I said, you might get some wish orders down here, folks. You very well might get some wish orders down here on your short. So get ready here. Here's TP hit. You might get some wish orders anywhere in here. Now, if they want to see a reaction, you will. So if you've got any size left, you might get very, very lucky. There you go. Oh my days. Here are your wish orders getting filled. 400 point trade for you guys now. Did I just give you a 400 point trade on stream for free? Yep. How did that long work for you? Not very well, did it? Not very well. Did I take any trades today? I did. Okay, next target, if you have any left, 620s, which is the low that we put in at 7 a.m. And under that, previous day value area low. I would be surprised if they rotate down this far. It would surprise me. It doesn't mean they can't do it. We are in a pro sell. Look, everything's starting to melt now. Software's gone green to red. SOXL is getting absolutely dunked after that fail break of 210s. All right, that can come right back to 170s if they break pre-market low. But I would be surprised if we get this far. I would think somewhere in here there'd be a stop-start moment. And I would say now, do not let it come back above this IB. All right, you've made your money. Stop can go here. Don't let it come back above IB. You made 400 points. It doesn't get much better than that in a day. You've got 45 minutes left of the session. Who fucking cares? If you got any of the 100-point trades upside and any of this 400-point trade downside, you should be laughing. Amazing, you can still clearly analyze, is this chaos environment? Honestly, this is the last few weeks has been the best market we've had for as long as I can remember. Honestly. Yes, the range is large, but for the first time in a while, we are not, right? This is what's annoyed me this year. Trump tweet save the market, all right? We're not getting that. We're not getting plunge protection, bullshit comments on out of the blue on social media. And if we are, the market's just like, fuck off, we're bored of it. Finally, they've got so bored of it that we can actually just trade technical setups. And when technical setups work, it's easy or easier. What ruins technical setups is like the Trump post. We're in a nice short, we're 150 points up, our stop's in there, and suddenly a 300-point candle comes straight to the upside because he says, I've done a deal has been done, and then it comes straight back down because he goes, well, we're very close, right? That fucks the market up. That absolutely fucks the market up. No, I cannot beat a news algo, but I can follow whales when we're just trading technically. All right, so no reclaim of IB. You look good to hold for continuation. Grey box is your next point. Down here, that would be a 500-point trade that you can sit in. Do not, I would say basically, do not let it reclaim IB. 70s, 75s, basically. Grey box is your next level. This will be Globex low. If they come under that, you're going to come right down here. I don't think we're going to get down here today, but you can't rule it out. That would be a 700-point trade for you guys if you do. But I would say we're coming into here right now. This is the next point. Someone clipped this video for me today of where I told you to get short. Someone make a little video for me today from this area up here. Do the video from, I don't know, 10:45 into this where we are now for me, and clip it, send it to me, info@flowzonetrader.com. Andy, are you for real? How much value in Tanuki trade? So much value, mate. So much value. Today's messy. It's not Tanuki's fault. It's messy today because they're struggling to place the pins on the options chain because we're moving so much, but it's very, very useful for price targets. I mean, look, if we look at the semis today, they've been very good. All right, bid this morning off the green box. Came to the 210s, which is the over-under level. All right, failed 210s, failed IB, flush back down. That 210s was perfect from Tanuki. All right, and this is where we can get to now, 170. So a back test of IB fails, we're coming 170s. They're very, very good, honestly. I love it. All right, do not let this come back above IB. Be done with it if this comes back above IB. All right, you would have, unfortunately, if this breaks IB, you would have only got 447 points out of it. I'm sorry, folks. Didn't quite get you to 500. Did I get you 450s? Almost. Do not let this come back above this purple line. I would be done with it if it comes back above this, all right? Be done with it above this. There you go. I would be out now if I was you. Maybe you guys want to give it a wiggle. I personally would be out here. Job done. Yeah, didn't get 500 points. Fake. He's fake. Did that just poke it? Let me check the bottom of the auction here. Come on, Bookmap. So slow at the moment. Does anyone else notice this? The range recently has been so big that Bookmap and stuff's really struggled. A little bit of a wiggle here. Once they print inside this, they can come right back up towards the grey box and value. All right, be done with it, be done with it, be done with it, be done with it, be done with it. If it goes lower without you, don't care. 450 points is fantastic. What if you want a retest for more downside? I mean, you might need a bit of a bigger rebalance first. I'd be watching how we operate in here, really. All right, this has been a straight sell. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like this coming. And I wouldn't get long now. All right, not that it can't do that, but the difference is this morning we were leaning on structure. We had a high probability move to here. Now it's possible back in pro trend. If you long this, it's very, very risky because we've come into the key level. We've let go of current day value. We've let go of previous day point of control. We're at Globex, all right? The best long opportunity, the maximum you're going to get is this move here. And they can come and sell this at any point. They can sell this if they really want. So it would be a counter trend long now. It's very, very, very risky. I would honestly, hopefully you caught this morning sessions, right? We caught I think we were along here. Right, for like 100 odd points, 150 points. I think we got a bit after that. I think it was somewhere around here. And then we had another go. The reclaim, once they held this dip. For the closing of the gap. Another 150 points, it's 300 points. And some of you guys might have taken this long here for the move up to 300. I didn't take that, but that move up to 300 was good. And then you had this short back down from 120s. All right, we'll just put it to here, even though you guys might have got a deeper cover. We'll just put it to here because that's the liquidity we were aiming for. Okay, and now this can come back up like we said. So potentially up here towards anywhere from 900 to 29,000 can be retested now. So it's a good cut at IB, isn't it? $1K like giveaway? Yeah, we can do a giveaway. Are we buying coincidence on CPI news when you can trade the news went down? What do you? I don't understand what you're asking, Ken. What? So Tradeify didn't work? Are you saying this morning on CPI? But who cares though? Who cares though? That was if that didn't work, okay, great. You missed this morning. Okay. You had all these opportunities. Tons of other opportunities. That's certainly not the best trade of the day. What's the key level on top? What's that from? Oh, for the 100 millionth time, it's not your fault. Maybe you just turned up. Right, hourly bar, current week volume, resistance, right? Support becomes resistance, low volume node, Confluence, previous day value area high, Confluence. We can probably do a fib here for more Confluence. Let's do a fib as well. Do. All right, more Confluence, 61 fib. Okay, so in here we have support becomes resistance. We have a previous day value area high. We have a low volume node. We have a golden pocket. What else do you want up there? What else do you want? We have a bull trap. We have everything you want up there. We just have to wait for it to come into that. Once we come into this, all right, let's think about what we have here. Second leg pullback. We know that this is an area, right, we want to be a short seller in. So we don't just sell there, do we? Okay, so I'm going to give you a little lesson here. What do? We wait for reaction. Okay. The area we had a high probability expectation sellers would be in was here today. This, zoom this out. This is your second leg H1. 1, 2, all right? That's the higher time frame. If we know we want to sell in here, what are we looking for? Let me draw this out. I do this all the time for you guys, but if this is the 2-leg pullback, I see we've been in this is H1, big sell. Okay, if we're coming back to here, this is our H1. What do we want this to look like? Lower time frame. We're watching this and mainly this, all right? Lower time frame. We're looking for a pattern that looks like this. Okay. With buyers caught the highs, where this is in the low volume node, it's in the high probability area that we're thinking about short, right? That's where that needs to be. So, what do we get? Clean this up. I'm going to make this a line chart for you because some of you guys won't see it. Remember, the resistance starts above the grey box. Okay, can you see this? This is failed follow through or failure to make a new high. This is a clear breakdown. Lower high followed by lower low. This is your short entry point because this is confirmation that this is failed follow through. Once we break down and fail, it's confirmation. That's your short entry, right? Where are we targeting? Opposing liquidity, CPI low, IB low, value area low, target liquidity, low hanging fruit, tick, finished, thank you. Yes? All right, about as good as I can teach it, folks. All right, there's your free lesson. Re-entry point, like I said, it would have to be a rejection of this grey box. We just talked about it, right? I was talking about it for you guys here. If they reclaim this, they're going to come up here. If they're willing to sell this, they will try and sell through IB. But now you're in a battle because initial balance traders will try and print this upside into here. Sellers will try and sell anywhere in this pocket. You're in a battle now. You're now in a battle. The high probability low hanging fruit has gone. There's no reason to break lower other than to take out H1 lows and previous day value area low. So it might be that buyers now do a 2-leg versus this up. It might be that sellers successfully defend first leg. It doesn't matter to me because the move's happened. The move has happened. That's how I trade. Once the move happens, finished. Should I pick XFA, consistency, or standard? I don't know. I don't trade with top steps, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know the difference in them. Low hanging fruit is in high probability. Yeah, exactly. High probability setups. We talked about it, didn't we? Like when you are day trading, you need to stick to where the liquidity is and high probability setups. Do not move outside of high probability setups. You will get yourself stuck in the market. Here's what buyers are trying to get. The hold of IB. They're trying to bid this up to here right now. All right. Here and max up to here. Sellers are trying to defend this same level. This is why this is now low probability. There will be a battle form here. I don't know who wins. Maybe sellers win and they take out H1 swing lows. Maybe buyers win and they get up here. I don't know. And more to the point, I don't flipping care. Right? I don't care. We've played our sport already, right? We've played our sport. Use my code. Thank you very much. Yeah. If any of you are here and maybe you're here for the first time or you're learning something today, I feel like I give a lot of edge in this stream for free, much more than other streams. Okay. If you're learning something, it's all that matters. If you want to support the stream, you can use code FCT for all your favorite prop firms. Other than Take Profit Trader, you can use code FlowZone. That helps me keep doing this for free, right? It helps me do this for free. If you don't want to support the stream, well, what am I going to do about it? Nothing. Okay, I'm just going to use the bathroom quickly because we've got 30 minutes left. And when we get back, we will do some giveaways. So don't do anything yet. I haven't set anything yet. We'll decide what we're going to give away when I get back. All right, be right back, folks. Oh, sorry, folks. I'm back. I'm back. Tried it on Funding Next, but couldn't get it. Yeah, my code FCT will work on Funding Next. Okay. Give me a sec here. Let's see what codes I've got left so I know what I can give away. Right, you know what? We'll do something a bit different today. How are we doing on the likes? You know what? What we're going to do is I'll do an introduction course giveaway now. And if you get me to 1,400 likes, we'll do a Lucid Flex 50K giveaway. I'm sure you guys can do that, seeing as I've given you so many points. So a better giveaway today. So we'll do course first. So just type course once in chat, and we'll give away the introduction to trading course. It's only 2 hours. It's great for someone who's never traded before. Please don't spam, because you only hurt yourself. You get pulled out of chat. You only need to type it once, right, folks? Promise. Everyone enters. Just type it once, and then hit the thumbs up at the bottom of the screen under the video. Right, you got to like the video. Get me to 1,400 likes, and then we do the Lucid Flex giveaway. Sorry, I'm just going through. I can see a ton of you have emailed me. As soon as we get off the stream, I promise I will get you all set up. I'm absolutely inundated. I'm only a one-man band right now. I promise you. Are the circles new markers? No, these are, while this was happening up here, if you weren't on stream, I was literally manually drawing these in to show you where the sellers were caught and where we had a buyer eventually get trapped. All right, so that you knew when the backside, I kept saying the backside will come once you move under these sellers. All right, once you moved under them, they were in the money, right? And that's when you got the backside. That's why order flow is a very, very useful tool for understanding who's stuck, where they're stuck, when they're in the money, when they're not. Okay, let's pull this winner for the course. Winner is Reese Reason. Reese Reason. Let me know you're here in chat. Reese Reason. Nice. Congratulations, Reese. Okay, all you got to do, email me, my friend, info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube. And once you do that, I will sort you out with a free introduction course to trading and investing. Okay, we're almost there, folks. We're at 1,300 likes. We need to get to 1,400 likes, and we'll give away a Lucid 50K Flex account. What an unpredictable market today. I don't think so. Legit black space. What makes you say so? I would say this is one of very high probability, predictable markets, one of the most predictable markets I've seen. I'm not even being a dick about that. Here we go. Push up towards the 300s. Fell at the 300s. Rotation under, back down to here. If we lose this, this is where we're at now, right? If we lose this, we're coming down to here. Otherwise, we're going back inside range now. These are the calls that we've had on stream, right? You were long, long, short. We're going to miss this market when it goes back to normal. I agree, man. I absolutely agree with you. And one of the things, when you've been here long enough, you know, when the market's hot, you got to attack it. Doesn't matter if it's short side or long side. When the market's hot, you attack it. When it goes in, you guys do not understand how good you've got it at the moment. Two reasons. One, range is really big, so you're able to like capitalize on the range. Two, the moves are happening frequently, right? We are not going sideways for long, long periods of time, and the size of the moves is massive. So if we think about it, right, for your learning purposes, let's just focus on learning purposes. What have you seen this year if you've been in the market? Right, this year you've been able to experience consolidation, failed break, puke, grind up, aggressive pullback. You've basically seen every market condition you would want to see. And I tell you what, this This is the size of the move that happened in 3 months that normally happens in 3 years. All right. So you are getting a really, really good learning curve because most would have to wait a long time. This is a 3-year move. I'm telling you, that 34% move, we expect to do 11% a year. That is a 3-year move. Your learning experience is fast. And so if you can pick up that learning experience, you're getting, you know, you're getting a great market to facilitate understanding from. And I think that's important. That shouldn't be devalued. That's really important. JJ, yeah, exactly, JJ. Very technical market. Plan on higher time frame, execute lower time frame. Exactamundo. Not your kind of market. That's fine though, legit black space. That's fine. If this isn't your kind of market, that's fine. It's not everyone's kind of market. But I would say it's a pretty clean market when you understand what's going on. But each to their own. Like I hate small tight range consolidation markets. I avoid those. So those are the ones that I hate. But yes, it's okay to avoid it or stop out. That's good trading. Alex, do you have any videos on order placement types, OCO, etc.? I think they might be in the beginner to advanced course. I can't remember. But I always use an OCO. My ATMs are OCOs. The only thing with an OCO, I will tell you, the problem with trading an OCO, if you don't know what OCO is, one cancels other. The problem with trading OCO orders, if you're using a trade copier, is when some fill and some don't. I have lost accounts when that happens. Okay? I will give you an example. Let's say you took this short here and you have 30 accounts. All right? And you have a limit order sell. Yeah? Limit order sell. Let's say it fills 25 accounts and you don't notice. Great. So you come down here and you take your first partial. So you cover one contract. All right, 25 accounts in the money. What happens then is 5 accounts go long. All right, and then they're deep in the red and you cover another contract and 25 accounts are now up even more and 5 more accounts go long again and add into the loser and then again down here. That is the issue with OCO orders when you don't get that first fill. Or all types of orders really, but happens frequently with ATM strategies when you are trading multiple accounts together. So just be aware of that. Don't forget about car. Where is it trading at? Is it giving it all back yet? Oh, nice. Oh, I'd like this to poke up more. What the fuck is that? Why does TradingView do this? Let's just do it on here. Yeah, I mean, the ideal short would be value area high. That's also a 50% move. Unlikely we do that, but if hopefully there's a short covering rally. Sorry, these are all from like 2019. Hopefully there's a short covering rally at some point. You can see that we're building out liquidity here. There's definite. In front of 200 is a big area. That's the area shorts want to sell. Now, if we break that on car, ideally we get a backfill. And then we can short up here and just go to sleep and watch it never come back. Would be nice. Okay, so Bull's trying to hold the IB. It's a good job. And that's their first target again. Second target is this low volume node. All right, so if any of you are playing this bullish counter trend move, That's your target. All right. I would be TP1 here. If you find acceptance inside value, all right, you're back into here. 29,000 basically. This can be the second leg, remember. So TP1, top of this, in case you get a fail break, and then ideally you get into here. Do not expect a full rotation. Sellers have taken control of this market so far today. Well, all prop firms will fail your accounts for hedging. You're not allowed to hedge. Am I calling out any more entries? Like, what else do you want, man? Oh my God. Like I said, if you want to be counter trend, I wouldn't take the counter trend, but if you want to be counter trend for this undercut and hold, TP1, TP2, it's not a trade I would take. There's nothing else to do. You're either long here, TP1, TP2, and then when you get up here, you can see if the sellers come back in. Otherwise, there's nothing to do, man. Fucking hell. 400 points. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, can we call it 400 to the low, or do I just call it 380? 400 points, 550 points, 720 points today. Can you give me something else? 720 points today, and you want more. You let me borrow your Lambo. It's funny. I said to my wife the weekend, I was like if we don't move, I want to move to Austin before I buy anything. And we might not move. I don't know what we're going to do. And I was like, well, I'm going to have to buy myself something. And I was like, I don't want to buy a Lambo and be that dick in California driving around with a Lambo age 40. Love the cars, but I don't think it's me. It's got to be a 911 GT 4S or a GTS, sorry, or an Aston or something. I'm too old to drive that other stuff. I'd look like such a twat. Such a twat. There's the fail up there, right? That's why you take your TP back to IB. Look at this, back and forth. Is there news hit? Feels like news hit. Book's cleared out, folks. Be careful. Book just cleared out. Let's have a quick look. Oh, we're at 1.4 as well. All right, we're going to... What just hit? Let me check financial juice. Something's just hit. Trump's yelling, is he?
I wanted a deal, but they won't do a deal.
We all knew that was coming. We will be attacking Iran hard. Oh my God, man. This fucking guy. I mean, he kind of hinted to that earlier this morning. This fucking guy.
But we've been close to a deal for 3 months.
Wah, wah, wah. All right, maybe you might get this H1 move if you're lucky. Big buy stepping in down there. Let's just watch the tape for a minute. After this, we'll do a giveaway after this. You might get that H1 move coming. It's crazy, man. A crazy market. How is a deal almost done for so long but not done? Did we sweep there? No, we'll probably come back for that. We will probably come back for that. Yes, hit pivot. We'll see. IB rejection, not quite there yet. I'd say it's probably wants to move downside. It's very risky because we're in big H1 levels if they do save it. It's pretty risky here to look for any more acceleration downside, but if he's going to be risk off, it's going to come. I mean, he doesn't have a choice but to follow what he says, I guess. We have the right to resume attacks on Iran. Trump cited the downed helicopter as a right to attack Iran. I thought he said that wasn't a reason yesterday. They should sign the deal. Iran should sign the deal. It's a good deal. I don't know what they're doing. Iran shot a helicopter down. So is a deal on or is a deal off? I don't understand. Are you attacking or you're not? They should sign the deal, but we're going to attack. Okay. Okay, Donald. News algos will have fun with that. I can't imagine this is the trade I wouldn't want to be. Like the trader is like trying to trade the news right now. How do you interpret that? We want a deal with Iran that's meaningful, that works. Okay, so in the space of 3 minutes, he said we will be attacking Iran hard. We have the right to resume attacks on Iran. They shot our helicopter down, and that gives us a right to attack Iran. But they should sign a deal. Iran should sign a deal. It's a good deal. I don't know what they're doing. Iran shot a helicopter. We want a deal with Iran that's meaningful and works. We're going to hit them hard again today. They keep tapping us along. We will hit Iran. We hit Iran yesterday, and we will hit them again today. I mean, good luck. No deal? Yeah, I mean, I've never thought a deal's on the table. I've always maintained that if you know the Arab countries, they can stay in this longer than anyone else. They've got nothing to lose, literally nothing to lose. They'll just sit in this as long as they can, just to piss America off and the rest of the world. That's just probable. All right, so I'd say big buys came in at 70s and 80s. So you just watch that level now here. This grey box is your H1. If any of you are short, this is where you need to be locking some in. After this, we can go value area low. But just be very careful. You'd be shorting low of day into a big H1 level. We'd rather they hold this for tomorrow, but it's feasible they come down here today. It is absolutely feasible they do that. That's a good rejection of 70s and 80s there. Lots of liquidity down there at 600. Taco Wednesday. I mean, well, you think they do a deal tomorrow? You think he drives this lower to bid it up? Oh, you couldn't rule it out, could you? You couldn't rule it out. So that H1, they held that H1 so far. Back to these 70s and 80s. They break above this. They're going to go back towards the IB again. I imagine he's still talking all sorts. Not going to say whether we're going to knock out bridges or PowerPoints. I mean, how do you... I feel for the banks, like I feel for anyone. Like, how are you supposed to interpret this for anything meaningful given what's gone on for so long? It's got to be so difficult for them to know what to do with this. All right, we didn't take H1. We're right back to Globex again. We're right back to the initial balance again here. If they trade back inside this, they can lift back up here again. I'll watch this because we might get like sort of extra liquidity into the market coming here. It's kind of wild, man. Right back to this IB. The sellers defend IB, or are we going back to that New York Open? We're back inside Globex now. Here's the IB. If they don't defend this, we probably go back to the New York Open. And this can be compression down here, and they can lift right back up here again if they've used this as a trap. Do we find out Donald just bought the market down there? That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious when we see a spreadsheet. Okay, back to the New York Open. Just trying to read the highlights here. Talking with AI heads about giving back. Okay, he's moved on. He's just talking nonsense now. He's stopped talking about war now. It's like I'm done with war. Talk about something else now. Okay. Let's do this Lucid account. All right, so just type FZT once. And we'll give away a free Lucid account here. IB, they're trying to bid IB here at the moment. If they let go of this, we come back downside. They did leave that H1 liquidity, that grey box, but I mean, you're into lunch now as well, just to make it extra hard for you lot. Yeah, this is dirty on the tape. Dirty. Too dirty to clean my act up. Wild range. Wild range. Give you guys a minute to do this. The public will become very rich from AI action. How? How? How are you going to get them rich, my friend? All right, back to IB. If they squeeze this, they're going to come and test New York Open Value Area Low, which is 840, which is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get that lift up there at the moment. And you're just building out a range down here. And I'd say it's very dangerous to be trading in this range down here, given that we've broken lows for the day. We haven't swept H1, so it might want to drift lower, but we haven't come and tapped back into this low volume node. We're going to build out a ton of liquidity down here, and impatient traders are probably going to get absolutely hurt around here. I'm just trying to look over at the semis to see if they're bidding on what he said. They are trying to get going a little bit, the semis. All right, 10 more seconds, and then we will pull a winner. Pull this winner is RP, I don't know how to say that, RPEI 333. Are you here? RPEI 333. Right, back to this New York Open again. So they're going to try and lift back through value again, see if they find acceptance through value. And if they do, they're going to go through that low volume node above. Yes. All right. Congratulations. All right. Just send me a screenshot. You will need a Lucid account, by the way. So make sure you're register with Lucid. Send me a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube so I can see your username. I'm going to make a note of your name now. Where are you? Here you go. All right, send it to info@flowzonetrader.com and I will sort you out with a 50k Lucid Flex account. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right, folks. Well, that was another nice day. Super smooth, made up for yesterday. You guys made a ton of money. What would I be looking at this afternoon? I still think there's a good chance we range. I'd be very cautious of this double bottom down here that hasn't been swept. It's odd that they've protected this so far, so maybe they come back for it later. Sellers will want to defend this range in here. It's that simple, right? They don't really want to sell the lows. They're waiting to see if price comes up here and if they get a resale opportunity to take out this, all right? If they do get this move and take this out, there's a chance of a run down here. I think it's unlikely today. I think it's something that we're going to keep an eye on the next few days. My anticipation, like I said, is that we build out some form of range in here, which is what we're starting to see, which is exactly what we want given what we've had the last, well, especially yesterday. It will set up better trades for us coming into tomorrow. The more liquidity we build out, the better. If Donald can shut his gob for a bit and just let this market digest and go sideways, it would be most ideal. All right, it'd be most ideal. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Those in Discord, my wife is back now, so I'm going to get a little squeeze in. I'll set you up now before I leave, and then we'll go again in this afternoon and see what sets up. All right, everyone. As always, please use hard stops. Please use hard stops. I should let you know, The sales just started again. So over on Take Profit Trader, it's now 40% off, no activation fee, code Flow Zone over there. Everyone else, 90% off on Apex, 50% off on Lucid. There is a new sale, 40% off on Trade Day as well. All of those, code FZT. All right. Peace out. Trade safe. See you tomorrow morning and use hard stops. All right. Remember, use hard stops. Take care.